The information you're about to hear is not designed to be medical advice. It is research promoting water-soluble, naturally ionized, angstrom-sized minerals and many other nutrients and their ability to allow the body to heal itself. If you need medical advice, please seek out a medical practitioner. Be blessed. Hi, and thanks for listening. The subject of this audio clip is going to be on that of Alzheimer's disease. Now, I'm certainly not going to pretend to know all there is to know about Alzheimer's disease. We're just going to do as much as we can, passing our own research and experience to you on this particular and very grievous disease. Alzheimer's, as you know, affecting the neurological system, not allowing you to be able to remember and function normally, and it's been blamed for the most part or in a large part as being a heavy metal toxicity or even an aluminum toxicity to the brain. As you know, a lot of times because the brain is that of a large piece of fat in the body, and heavy metals is a toxin, including aluminum, they migrate to those fat areas of the body in order to be held up and protected from the body by the fat. Well, if aluminum or other heavy metals migrate to the brain, then they cause oxidation in the brain area, and a lot of times in the neural net area of the brain, and this could cause dysfunction of the brain whenever it came to being to remember things in particular, or what we call old-timers disease, Alzheimer's disease, losing our memory and getting things gone that we don't want gone on a mental front a little bit too early. So heavy metal toxicity plays a large part in Alzheimer's disease, it's our belief, and of course doing all you can to rid the body of these heavy metals, and especially aluminum, would be very, very vitally important. I would recommend the complete body cleansing program to go through all the cleanses. I'm talking about the liver cleanse, the gallbladder, the parasite, the viral, and even the heavy metal pH type cleanses, which requires a lot of eating beans and apples. Beans and apples on the pH cleanse, the heavy metal cleanse. Beans is what is considered self-hydrating amino acids, beans, peas, and lentils of any sort. And yes, dried beans, frozen beans are better. Dried and frozen, canned would be the next option. Fresh would be the first option, obviously. But beans are considered self-hydrating amino acids, and of course they have the tendency to attach themselves to the heavy metals of the body and then hydrate because they are self-hydrating, and then they have fiber along with that hydration, and the pectin in the apples has a tendency to come along and snatch out some of this heavy metal out of the body. So it's certainly something to do to aid in that correction effort. Not that we can correct it, I'm not saying that we can, but to aid in that effort. Also, stopping the metals themselves from oxidizing would be a great relief. Some good doses of your oil vitamins, all your super antioxidant minerals. For example, zinc. Zinc and selenium are both major players in the super antioxidant world of vitamins and minerals, and taking an ounce of zinc per day on top of an ounce of selenium per day for men, a tablespoon for the ladies, over and above the body balance kit can offer a tremendous amount of support in the super antioxidant arena. Doses of your oil vitamins, vitamin A, if it were my loved ones, I would go for 20 or even 30,000 IUs a day of vitamin A from fish liver oil. Vitamin C, also known as a major super antioxidant, a couple of thousand milligrams a day of vitamin C, preferably a natural source of vitamin C. On vitamin E, again, now here you need to be a little bit concerned about applying too much vitamin E. If they have high blood pressure, start out low. Start out at 100 IUs and then build up slowly to 400 and then build up from there to 800. And if they're fairly healthy and their blood pressure will actually lower once their body acclimates to vitamin E. But if in 1/3 of the people seem to react differently, 1/3 of them will go up taking vitamin E, a third of them will go down, and a third of them will hold about the same. So start out slowly on vitamin E, but certainly you need to work your way up to 800 or even 1200, no more than 1200 IUs of vitamin E every single day to help control the oxidation of these heavy metals, which are contributing to the Alzheimer type effects. Now guys, you know that the brain floats in a pool of oil, and I like to tell people the brain floats in a pool of olive oil. Olive oil. And of course, what I'm talking about there is the high density lipoprotein oils, the HDL oil, which you know as your good cholesterol, and that's primarily what you have in olive oil. Olive oil is a very, very wonderful oil, and for the Alzheimer's victims, I would, if it were me and my loved one, certainly be giving them some extra olive oil every single day. A tablespoon early in the day and a tablespoon late in the day would not hurt them in no way, shape, or form. It would regulate their bowels, help remove toxins out of the body. It has a tendency of cleaning up fungus, mold, increasing the blood flow, replenishing, if you will, the oil that's in the brain. And if you don't change the oil in the brain, it's just like changing the oil in your car. Certainly things will go wrong over a period of time. Cholesterol control medications, they seem to have a tendency of blocking that oil flow to the brain. So in these cases, you know, you might want to consider some extra oil, and olive oil would be the oil of my choice whenever it came to replenishing the oils that the body need, and certainly the oil that's in the brain. And of course, when we're talking about oil, olive oil, we're talking about your cold press type olive oils, your extra virgin cold press type of olive oil. These would be the ones that you would take as a supplement to help aid in a situation like this. Okay, well that's it on Alzheimer's disease. I look forward to talking to you on another audio clip. Until then, be blessed.